morning. This is another video documentation session with questions from the board of directors and C-suite staff from multiple corporations in the VC group. Um, Today I'm going to talk about bad data, how it gets created, and I'm asking a question on why it is so expensive to fix bad data. So I'm going to do a root cause analysis on that. I am Hanabal Khaing, Enterprise Data Modeler, CDO, CTO, and Data Center Administrator. But first, let's talk about what bad data is. Bad data is data that is either incomplete, does not have a time dimension, so you don't know at which date and time the data is valid. The data is wrong, where you have part of the data that's correct, part of the data that is wrong. Um, and then you have the kind of bad data where the data is connected to the wrong thing or the wrong person or the wrong location. It is inaccurate. You can also have bad data that is sabotage data, where you have someone who's committing fraud and they've inserted data into a data set to hide what they have done in the process of committing that fraud. And then there's also duplicate data. We have multiple copies of the same data that are slightly different, and because they don't have the time dimension on them, nobody knows which one is the correct one for the specific time period. So bad data within itself is very complex. The root cause analysis for what is causing the bad data, and I've already given this information to everybody, and the root cause analysis that I gave, for some reason, is unbelievable to them. But the one thing that is common among all the corporations, not just in this group, but globally, is on the IT project that creates the software that creates the bad data, and all bad data is created by bad software. It's people doing bad things or incorrect things or violating data governance policies or violating methodology standards that creates the bad data. But the root cause is that on the IT project where the software was created, they are skipping the analysis phase entirely. Project phases for any IT project should have 3 projects no matter which methodology you're using. With Six Sigma, Agile, or SDLC. And I don't even recommend the Agile because people bang on that. Agile fails almost 300% more than any other methodology. But number one, they're skipping the analysis, no matter which methodology they're using. And most of the time, there is no senior business analyst. There's nobody in that role. And in most of the cases, the project manager and the architect and all the other people on the project do not even understand that the senior business analyst is even supposed to be there. And when they call me, the first question I ask is, who's the senior business analyst? In some cases, they either say that they'll say, what is a senior business analyst? They don't even know what it is. And then in other cases, they're saying, well, we decided not to use that role because we figured that we didn't need it. And then I ask, well, where's your business requirements documentation? And then they'll say, well, we don't have that. And then I ask, well, if you don't have a business analyst, you've never hired a business analyst, you don't have a business requirement document, how did you do the analysis phase? And there's what analysis phase is what they're asking me. And then some will claim we don't have to do the analysis phase because we're professionals, we know what we're doing. If you don't have a business analyst and you haven't done the analysis phase, you're not a professional. You don't know what you're doing. How are you going to know what to do on a project if you haven't done no analysis? There's no analysis. There's no cost analysis. There's no risk analysis. Uh, there are no frameworks for there's no theoretical framework, no analytical framework, nothing. So, and I tell them, I said, look, you're trying to hire a data modeler at the end of the project. And this is another thing. They're trying to hire me at the end of the project. And so what's happened, they've gone through a whole project, sometimes for multiple years. Like they fail it one year and then they get refunded, and they'll fail it again for a couple more years. And by the time they call me, these projects have failed an average of 3 times. Some of them fail like 8, 9, 10 times, and being refunded every year. And then they get to me, and then someone has done an analysis about why the project is failing, and then someone will say, oh, you don't have a data modeler. That's why your project's failing. And then they call me, and I said, no, it's not failing because you don't have a data modeler. It's failing because you never did the analysis. You don't know what you're doing. They don't know. They don't have legal compliance analysis. They don't have functional requirements documentation. No business requirement documentation. These people, they're all imposters. They don't know what they're doing. They can't be. They can't be real IT people. If you're in IT and you don't know what a business analyst is, I'm sorry, but you're not a professional in IT. I don't know what you are, but you're not in IT. You're faking your product. It's a label scam. So, and then we're looking at the software that they create without the business requirements documentation. The only thing they can do is fake it because there is nothing to follow to plan the software. How do you know what to do? You need a list or something to even know what to do. So they fake it. They put some fake software out there. And the software starts creating bad data. Number one, they're not real IT professionals. And number two, they're trying to learn how to do the job while they're on the job. And number three, they're creating something that they copied off of YouTube. And so what I did in the analysis when I went there myself, I looked at, and this has happened in many corporations, I look at the browser histories, and what I see is that they have very high browser rates going to YouTube, and I can actually go to those URLs myself and look at what they were looking at, and then I look at what they put into the system. Most of the stuff that they put into your systems is copied off of YouTube. And the stuff on YouTube is not correct. They're just doing it to get hits and likes to make money. So and plus they have a limitation on what they can put in these videos. Like for example, they can't cover a whole subject on these videos. I've even seen videos on data modeling saying, "Oh yeah, data modeling is easy. You just do this, this, and this. It takes 10 years to learn data modeling." Data modeling is equivalent to 60 degrees, 3 of which are PhDs, 3 of which are master's degrees. But you'll see on YouTube, oh, just do this, 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 it's easy. Just throw this in there. And that's how your bad data is getting created. And then we come to the cost of fixing it. Because it's so erratic, there's no way to automatically fix it. So each individual record has to be fixed manually with labor. And so we hire people to fix each record. It takes $39 in labor to fix each record. If you got 150 million bad records, that's $4 billion in fixes. It could take 3 years. That's where your cost comes from. So it would have been cheaper to just do the project right and hire real people at real wages and real costs at the beginning. Because now you got $4 billion in bad data. And so that's the root cause. They're not even beginning to do any of these projects correctly.